Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about an alternative investment fund. What is an AIF? What are the different categories of AIFs? How does an AIF structure works? And what is the minimum value of an investment that is expected from an investor investing in an AIF? What are the tax implications on funds of an AIF? Let's first start with what is an AIF. AIF is a privately pooled investment vehicle which collects funds from various investors, whether Indian or foreign, for investing it in accordance with the defined investment policy for the benefits of its investors. Alternative investment fund is incorporated in India in the form of a trust or a company or an LLP or a body corporate. AIF is not covered under SEBI Mutual Funds Regulation, SEBI Collective Investment Vehicle Scheme Regulations, or any other regulations of the board to regulate fund management activities like family trust, ESOP trust, employee welfare trust, holding companies. Securitization trust are not categorized as an AIF. AIF could be registered under three categories: Category 1, 2, and 3. Let us discuss each categories individually now. Category 1 AIF alternative investment funds are set up in order to invest in startups, early stage ventures or SME funds, or social ventures or infrastructure or other socially or economically desired sectors. Category 1 AIFs include venture capital funds, including angel funds, SME funds, social venture funds, infrastructure funds. In Category 1 AIF, sponsor or manager of the AIF needs to have continuing interest of 2.5% of corpus or rupees 5 crore, whichever is less. In case of an angel fund, sponsor and manager needs to have continuing interest of 50 lakh only. Category 1 AIF have limited ability to invest in listed securities. Not more than 25% of the investable funds can be invested in a single portfolio entity. The purpose of setting up an AIF itself is to have diverse portfolio. It is a legitimate requirement to not have more than 25% of the fund invested in a single entity. Now, let's talk about Category 2 AIFs. Category 2 AIF is a residuary category fund that falls neither under Category 1 or under Category 3. Category 2 AIFs include private equity funds, structured credit funds, debt funds, real estate funds. In Category 2 AIF, sponsor or manager of the fund needs to have continuing interest of 2.5% of corpus or 5 crore, whichever is less. Category 2 AIF can invest up to 49.99% of its investments in listed securities. Again, just like Category 1 AIF, not more than 25% of the investable funds can be invested in a single portfolio entity. Now, let's talk about Category 3 AIFs. Category 3 AIFs include funds which trade for short-term returns or for which no specific incentives or concessions are given by the government. Category 3 AIFs include hedge funds, long-only funds, long-short funds. In Category 3 AIF, sponsor or manager of the AIF needs to have continuing interest of 5% of the corpus or 10 crore, whichever is less. Category 3 AIF can invest up to 100% of its investment in listed securities. Not more than 25% of the investable funds can be invested in a single portfolio entity. This requirement is as similar as it is applicable to Category 1 or Category 2. Now, if you're considering to become an investor in an AIF, or if you wish to set up an AIF, you need to know few basics about an AIF. Like, an AIF could be established in the form of a trust or a company or a LLP or a body corporate. Who are the sponsors of an AIF? So, sponsor is any person who set up the fund and includes promoter in case of a company or a designated partner in case of an LLP. Who is an investment manager in an AIF? So, role of an investment manager is to supervise the investments and divestments of the investor and to supervise the board of directors of the fund. Let's talk about the interest of sponsor or investment manager in an AIF. The interest of sponsor or investment manager in an AIF category 1 or 2 must be not less than 2.5% of the corpus or 5 crore rupees, whichever is less. For angel funds, such interest shall not be less than 2.5% of the corpus or 50 lakh rupees, whichever is less. For category 3 AIF, such interest shall be not less than 5% of the corpus or 10 crore rupees, whichever is less. Now, what is the minimum corpus? So, minimum corpus is the total amount of funds committed by investors to the AIF by way of a written contract or such document that is entered between the investors as on a particular date. Each scheme of the fund shall have a corpus of at least 20 crore. However, this minimum corpus requirement may be higher for certain categories of AIF. In case of AIF category 3 fund, it shall have a corpus of at least 100 crore. In case of an angel fund, it shall have a corpus of at least 5 crore. Minimum value of investment which an AIF needs to bring. So an AIF shall not accept from an investor an investment of value less than rupees 1 crore. Angel fund shall not accept an investment of value less than 25 lakh from an angel investor. However, this minimum investment amount may be higher for certain categories of AIFs such as category 3 AIFs, which are funds that invest in complex or risky assets. Tax implications on funds of an AIF. Category 1 and 2 AIF enjoy the tax benefits of pass-through status, which provides that any income accruing or arising to or received by a unit holder of a category 1 or category 2 AIF shall be chargeable to income tax in the hands of a unit holder in the same manner as if it were the income accruing or arising to or received by such unit holder had the investments made by the investment fund been made directly by the unit holder. However, tax pass-through status has not been accorded to the category 3 AIF. Stamp duty on issuance and transfer on units of an AIF. Fund managers are required to appoint a registrar and transfer agent in case of an issuance of an AIF units. Stamp duty needs to be recovered from the contributors to the AIF. In case of transfer of AIF units, stamp duty needs to be recovered from the transferor before effecting the transfer. If you wish to know further about AIF structures or wish to set up an AIF, please feel free to get in touch with our team. See you soon. Take care.